I got my new notebook. You know what that means?
What's that mean? New notebook?
New notebook means I had to rewrite my freaking prayer.
Oh, what is it? The clown prayer?
Dude, I'm ripped today. I'm extra ripped.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's a good day to be ripped because we're celebrating Juneteenth. All the Jobins.
Father's Day was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, especially mine. Love you, Dad.
Mm-hmm. I love you too, Dad.
Yeah. My dad was born in 1949. My dad's gonna be 74 this year.
Yeah.
Legend.
Your dad is up there.
Yeah. Taught me everything I know about barbecuing, fishing, tools. He was like my Boy Scout leader all the time. But my dad, he's going through it with cancer right now, Jobins. But guess what? I'm really proud of him because he's staying really positive. And I believe that's something that you have to have when dealing with cancer because I've just seen it. I've seen how it helps. Mm-hmm. And he's staying real positive. He's got the good, strong mentality. Little update on him. He had 2 spots come up, one in his brain, one in his liver. He went on some chemotherapy. The one in his brain's gone, which was the most dangerous one. It's gone. The one in his liver grew a little bit. So he's on a little stronger chemotherapy, staying strong mindset. He's going to kick its ass and be on his way.
Fuck cancer. Kick its ass.
Yeah. So, shout out to all the dads out there.
Thoughts and prayers to your dad. He's going to kill it. He's got this.
Yeah.
He's got this.
Big hug through the camera, Dad. I love you. Here's my prayer, though, Jobins. I write this every time. Me and Brenden keep our podcast notes as you guys see them in these. We got a nice little collection going. I think it's going to be cool like 20 years from now when we got a shitload. We can just go back and look. It's already cool. Just a few years we've already been doing it. But I always like Chris Farley had this in his wallet. And I have a lot of personal connections with Chris Farley. Done this in another pod, but every time I get a new notebook, I'm doing this.
Let's hear it.
As I stumble through this life, help me create more laughter than tears, dispense more happiness than gloom, spread more cheer than despair. Never let me become so indifferent that I fail to see the wonder in the eyes of a child or the twinkle in the eyes of the age. Never let me forget that my total effort is to cheer people, make them happy, and forget at least momentarily all the unpleasantness in their lives. And in my final moments, may I hear you whisper, when you made my people smile, you made me smile. Clown's prayer. Mm-hmm. Now, I've learned more about this because it's actually like, I think a Bible verse, and it's way longer, and this is like a condensed version, but they don't know who wrote it, so that's really cool. It's just unknown who wrote this.
Man. Do you think he really applied it to the fullest too?
Chris Farley?
Because maybe if he did, things would be more positive,
Well, the thing that, this is a good prayer, but also at the same time, I can see where a guy like Chris Farley might have read this and didn't think of something. Because it says, never let me fail to see the wonder in the eyes of a child, twinkle in the eyes of the guy. Never let me forget that my total effort is to cheer people. Mm-hmm. That's your total effort. Now, I look at it is that my total effort, I'm supposed to stay positive, even through the dark times. Through my darkest times, which Chris Farley had a lot of dark times, and that ended up taking him out because he didn't feel comfortable with himself, love himself.
He didn't address his problems head on. He always looked towards making other people laugh.
Exactly.
Instead.
And that's not your full purpose is not for others in this life. You do have to love yourself. And I fall guilty to that too, just like Chris Farley did, just like everybody does. We all have our insecurities about ourselves.
But there's an admiration too to it because it's like, wow, he really dedicated himself to his craft and to bringing joy to others.
And making sure people laughed. And that they didn't hurt. Because that's kind of my thing. I just want people to laugh. You don't really want people to experience what you've experienced. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my thing. So, yeah, I think it's a great poem.
It's a good prayer.
I said poem.
It's kind of like a poem.
Could be, if you say it right.
They don't all have to rhyme.
Exactly. Damn, you're right on that. Jobins, we're 2 months exactly out from UFC 292. Mm-hmm. 2 months out, 292. Brenden, I was born in 1992. I'm a numbers guy. I like it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so excited, dude. Jobins, we got our fucking tickets. We got our plane tickets, UFC tickets. Now we just got to book our Airbnb. We got to do that sooner than later.
Mm-hmm. And then that'll be all 3 taken care of there.
Yeah. So I'm excited. You excited?
I'm super
Ship
excited.
me out
I
to
haven't
Boston?
been to Boston since I was in like 2nd grade to see my Uncle Danny. So this is going to be fire.
I've never been to Boston.
Dude, the East Coast, man. We'll see the beach and everything and see all the, hopefully we get a time to see historical landmarks. That it's
Maybe.
a lot of history.
Oh, yeah. It would be cool. And try some good fucking food. Some seafood.
You got to think, dude. The original badasses were in Boston. Sam Adams, bro. You got to think these guys were like, screw the redcoats, you know? Craziness.
They were
Freaking
rebels.
Bros. Original bros.
Original rebels?
Original Jobins.
Original.
Yeah. Shout out to the founding fathers.
Shout out Founding Fathers. I like that. Dude, I was doing meal prepping last night.
Hell yeah.
Dude, shout out to the fucking recharge center.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Meal prepping is a lot of work. There's levels to the game. It's like jiu-jitsu.
I wonder, you got to let me know how it went, too.
Oh, I know. Today's my first day of eating them. You know what I mean? But I'm like, shit. This is a lot of work. Not only do you want to make good quality food, healthy food, but you want to make sure it tastes good, too. And you want to make sure when you're making it for so much that, like, it's easy, kind of quick, doesn't take too long.
Were you able to proportion the protein, like the chicken, with the rice?
Not
or
as
does it seem like there's more rice in some and less chicken?
I did it by weight because, you know, with being a deli master now that I am, I know when something's a half pound, bam, and I can be spot on. I know when something's a pound, bam.
Spot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, I was like, okay, that's a good enough rice. I was trying to make, because I'm thinking of what the meal preps we get and how much we get. So that's just what I was basing it off of. But I'm like, shit, I got to come up with different ideas. So I'm like, I got to figure it out. So shout out, if you meal prep and you're a pro at it, shout out to you because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, any Jobins that might know some tips too, let us know.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Always appreciate.
100%.
That's awesome, bro. Because I think that cuts down. It's cheaper than going out to eat sometimes too, like I do, which is really bad. So you're inspiring me.
Thank you. Dude, if I was fully loaded, I would just go fucking recharge center every meal of my day. Every day of my life.
Yeah.
Just every 3 days, you think, right? Just every 3 days, go load up for 3 days.
And they make good food.
Maybe
too.
4. Oh, dude, excellent. Oh my god. But yeah. Jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I haven't been in jiu-jitsu and Jobins. I've been sick for a long time. I'm just now coming off of being sick, so it's been more than a week now since the Tahoe trip, honestly. Man, 2 weeks since been out.
We've all just been getting sick after each other, dude. What the fuck? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You didn't seem down. You're back already.
Back already? Dude,
me and Brock were down. Dude, I was never sick like that, ever. How long it took? Took forever.
the mornings are still bad. The green, yellow mucus.
Oh, really?
Too much information there, but it's not been great.
Damn. Well, shout out to you. You had a good birthday, though. You have been getting wined and dined.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You've been a 5-star prince, a king.
I've been doing really well, man. It's been really nice. The girl I've been talking to, Shannon, we went out. She took me out for my dinner, or for my birthday. And
dinner.
It was really nice at Texas Roadhouse.
Uh-huh.
Got some steak.
She got you a steak?
And I told her, full disclosure, Jobins, I let her know that I was sick beforehand. So I was like, hey, full disclosure, if you get, I hope she does not get sick. I'd feel so bad.
No, that's love, baby. When you don't get, baby, I don't give a fuck if you're sick. You come here and give me a kiss. That's love.
And she's dog sitting for somebody, so we have this nice house together. It was like a little weekend getaway. It was really nice.
Damn. That's fire. I'm happy for you, dude.
Hey, thanks.
Jits this weekend. Jobins, he said I've been out for a month, right? So I go back Thursday. I'm excited. Boom. Get my ass beat.
Hey, it happens.
Not just by others, but by myself. My cardio, dude, I was hitting 5 rounds before I got sick.
How many rounds you make it?
Dude, 1. And then I'm like just rolling around at 2 and 3. You know what I mean? Just not there, trying to breathe.
Well, at least you were still in on 2 and 3. You know, it's better than sitting out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I did sit out for the last 2. I'm like, I gotta fuck out. I almost threw up, dude. Tim was trying to gaslight me, Jobins, little fucking gaslighter. saying I was all pissed. Me and Sono it was like a fun thing. Me and Sono had, like, if you ask Sono about it, it was fun because I'm doing my drills with Paul. Shout out, Paul. Love you, Paul.
Shout out.
One of the big boys. Really nice. He could kick my ass like it's nothing, and he just be nice to me. Helps me. But we're doing our thing. We're learning a position. And then we end. And then me and Sono are talking. Paul walks over being a little instigator. He goes, watch out, Sono. Schmidt's going to fucking do that to you, right? And I'm just like, oh, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Sono's like, yeah, okay, if he tries. Now, he's just having fun, too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, boy, I'm like, when he goes, yeah, if he could try, and he, like, walks off, I'm like, and my whole thing is we were going to get Mikey. My whole focus was on Mikey. But as soon as that would happen, I go, my little, ego stepped in. I go, oh, really?
Yeah,
you know
competitiveness. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. So, boom, me and Sono had a good roll. Boom, bada bing. He was on my back for a while, went for my arm. Tim was watching us. When he went for my arm, I shaked him off, got on top, boom. I tapped him. I get up, right, Jobins? Because I'm all excited. And what I was trying to tell on the podcast yesterday while you were gone, when you do jiu-jitsu and you at the end of a round and you're exhausted, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Sit down.
Yeah, you just don't even, breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe. It's so hard just to stand up right after a roll. Mm-hmm. And you see that like when those badass guys who are done with jiu-jitsu and they roll and then they just get right up and they're tight in their belt. It's like, that's a level.
And that walk in the lap at the end of the last roll.
Oh.
And it's like, ooh, that walk's even tough.
Oh, yeah.
Just to walk around the mat.
Like, some people got their hands on their head. You're like,
that's me right there.
It's hard to breathe. Yeah.
and
then you're finally getting yourself as Tim's like, all right, guys, it was a good round. You know what I mean?
So you're feeling that way after that first
one. Oh, yeah.
Blake,
so just for me to be able to stand up and walk over to Tim was a miracle. Fucking miracle. And I'm going, and I'm talking shit, Jobins, because it was fun talking shit. Because Tim didn't even know what was going on with me and Sono. He had no clue. He just sees me get up and I'm going, and yeah, I'm a no stripe. So this is actually, it was a joke on myself because I'm the one in the house without a stripe. And I'm like, 2 stripe, what's next? I'm like, give me it. And he's like, okay. And Tim, whenever he does, he goes, okay. And he starts tapping on his chin. He's like, you're going to roll with Mikey. He said someone else, but then he changed it to Mikey. Big boys. He's setting me up for failure, Jobins, because he wants to fucking teach me a lesson. Anytime I talk shit, I deserve to be taught a lesson. So I told him. After he goes, all right, you're going to roll with Mikey. I go, all right. Whatever, I'm like, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to accomplish it. And I'm just fucking dead, and I'm shaking my belt. And I'm like looking at my belt, my empty belt, and I'm just shaking it at him. He's trying to tell in the pod that I was pissed, foaming at the mouth. Oh.
Ooh, whoa.
And I wasn't. I was trying to breathe. I actually, that's right. Before I rolled, or no, it was after Mikey. I fucking rolled with, he's a purple belt. Short dude, really nice. He's always, every time I'm trying to sit out, he wants me to roll, and I want to kill him. You know what I mean? And I tell him like, ooh, and I've heard others people, because he's always doing it to everyone else. He's like, oh, I want to punch you so bad, and then we go out and roll. I'm dead. Mikey gets me, right? He beats me on points. I'm fucking dead. He's laying on top of me. I'm like, Mike, I'm done, man. I'm tired. He gets me. I'm trying. I'm already dead, right? I'm going to sit. That dude comes up to me. He's like, nope, Schmidt, nope. Come on, you're rolling. And I'm breathing. I can't breathe. I'm like, okay, this is my first day back, Jobins, in a month, right? Whenever we first started jiu-jitsu, we all were throwing up. Remember the feeling?
Yeah, so it could still happen.
Dude,
I could still throw up.
You get this feeling in your stomach.
I've thrown up a few times.
Yeah, you get queasy. You get queasy and you want to fucking throw up. Dude, he rolled with me and then he was just being nice, right? But just doing the barely simple things kicked my fucking ass. And he fucking pushes me over to where he's got side/top mount. And I go, ugh! And he goes, oh, you gonna throw up? And I'm like, oh, if I think about it. And then I just stand up and I go walk because I'm like, I'm done, man, I'm done. I stand up, I walk in the back, right? Someone's fucking throwing up in the bathroom. So I'm back there going, I'm trying not to throw up. Literally, it was like 10 seconds. It was our last round. I'm back there just trying not to throw up, trying to breathe. And then I go out. When I get my shit together, I missed the fucking you know, when everyone shake hands at the end and we all laugh and good shit, guys. Good. I missed that. I didn't mean to miss it. Swear to God, I didn't mean to miss it. I was fucking in the back trying not to throw up. And it just happened so fast.
Yeah, well, it's better than throwing up on the mat.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I toughed it out. I didn't throw up because if I would have sat there and think about throwing up, I would have fucking threw up.
It's funny that Tim says you were foaming at the mouth because I have seen you get pissed when you're like just tired though, just towards the cardio.
Yeah.
Like when we played basketball back in the day, and you'd be like, "I'm fucking done." And shit like that.
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
Because guess what? He forgets when he comes over. He came over and I'm laying there dying after I just tapped the Mikey, right? And Tim comes over being Mr. Sensei Tim, and he sits down next to me and he goes, "Now see how tired you are?" Because he always does that. He goes,
more technique.
Yeah. And he goes, "Now Mikey," and he starts saying it all. He took side control, and then he did this. He goes, he got 16 points.
Yeah.
When he's telling me this, I'm laying there going, okay. I'm not mad or anything. I'm listening like, okay.
He's just coaching you.
Yeah, he's just coaching me. I'm like, I didn't think about all that. Because I'm just turtling up, and I'm thinking he's not doing anything to me, but he's doing all this shit on my back, and I'm just dead. You know what I mean? But he got me on points. Did I throw a fit? I'm not. Jobins. Tim's trying to paint me like I get mad about. I don't get mad when I get tapped or lose. I was upset with myself because I'm like, fuck, I'm not. Because I have just been doing the big boy. What have I been focusing on? Just being big boy and trying to use my weight. And it was nice when I hear people like, Johnny, our other coach, he was like, it's real cool seeing Schmidt learn how to use his weight. Like that's because technique's hard. I know some things, but there's some things that are like it's hard.
The cardio is so big too, because if you're that tired, like you can't even, like we always judged fighters, be like, wait, they're not doing anything. Then we got a round left. Then we got this much time left. They got to do something. It's like they're so tired though, and like you gain a new appreciation for that in jiu-jitsu.
You know what I always kind of judged? When you see a fighter who's just laying there, right? Not moving their legs or anything, just kind of worrying about, and you're like, why doesn't he just move his legs? It's like, dude,
he's tired.
You're tired, and to think about all that kind of shit, it's crazy.
That's where those ice baths come in. Like, dude, you have a lot of potential because of how long you stayed in the ice bath and everything. Seriously, dude, your mental game, you could really develop that and be really scary. Really scary.
I wish I was better around Tim and Sean.
Oh, like if they could have been at Lake Tahoe, they probably would have given you a pat on the back. It was impressive, bro. It was really
and with other
cold.
things, like maybe I don't have the best stoicism when it comes to like friends, but let's think about this. This is because I'm like, all right, these motherfuckers make me feel like I have no stoicism, but I'm like, I do have stoicism. Because like when it comes to like real life events in real life, dealing with a police officer, dealing with a kid having a health crisis, like I know how to keep composure, say the right things that keep it a positive experience for everything. You know what I mean? Like what about that kind of stoicism? I think where are you gonna go?
I was just going to say, like, along with stoicism and mental toughness and, like, they give us a lot of crap, both of us, I feel like, discipline, Yeah. And maybe that's not your strongest suit, but I swear, if you're in an obstacle's ahead of you and you have to do it, I know you're tough enough to actually get able to go through whatever hurdle it is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm lazy.
Like your mental toughness is there. Like you could be in a freaking sauna with a hoodie on, shirt underneath. I'm dying with like barely any clothes on, just my shorts on. And you're over here still, and you could be in there another 10 minutes, dude. And I'm like, bro, there's people that are built different. There's levels to the mental toughness.
There is levels of
I have to
stoicism.
get out of the sauna at times, and you could stay in there with like 2 more layers on you than what I got.
I think stoicism is like a video game. You know when you play a story video game and you unlock perks and it's like a web? You know what I mean? And it's like, you got to get so many things to unlock that. I think that's stoicism. I think I got some stones and some things in some places, but I still haven't unlocked them in a lot of other places. That's the way I'm looking at stoicism from here on out. Because I think it's a web. You know? I may be stoic in one aspect, but horribly not stoic in others.
Yeah, I get that.
So, and I'm the first to admit my flaws. If you can't admit your flaws and you can't even look at your own flaws, Jobins, you're in fucking trouble from the beginning. But, yeah, 100%. But knowing your problems and continuing the problems. What the fuck is that? Ah. And how do you get a grip of that?
That's that discipline shit,
Discipline.
right? And it's I get you. It's tough, man.
It is. It's so tough. Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole. That was all from jiu-jitsu. But yeah, another thing I wanted to say was that, so I got my ass kicked on Thursday, right? And this is a little motivation, Joe. Just keep listening. I was done. I came home and I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, my cardio's gone. I haven't been there in so long. My toes hurt. My whole body hurts. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm like, and then I'm thinking, I'm like, you got to be mean to be good at jiu-jitsu to like, because, you know, when someone is giving it their all to stay on top of you, you got to give it your all to get them off of you. You know what I mean? And that takes a lot of, you know, and something, oh, that's not me. That's not me. Got over that, Jobins. That's that bitch shit. That's like before you go into the cold plunge and you're like, I don't want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I like
mean? Yeah, because guess what? I go on Saturday morning. I go and I was a little nervous. I'm like, here we go. We'll see how this goes. I just went in, focused on what was the task in hand, focused on it. And I got a submission, got beat up a little bit. And then, dude, instant love again. I'm like, this is why I'm like, the brotherhood, but when you get in there and just focus on jiu-jitsu, it takes your mind off of everything else.
That is so true.
I don't think of anything in life. You know, a nuke could be going off in New York while we're in there. We ain't going to know until we're out. You know?
I love how tough jiu-jitsu is to where it's like everything else seems almost easier afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I did this today.
Right?
What else is going to stop me?
Exactly. And then I got that lump on my side, right? That just hurts sometimes. But it's just not, I'm like, it's okay. I can deal with it for now.
Yeah. Well, that's still something to think about, but yeah, I get you.
100%. Hey, the doctor said it's okay, and I'm still breathing. So, hey, we're okay. Everything's okay.
Hell yeah. And you still doing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah, Thursday. I can't wait. So, moral of the story, Jobins, fucking get that doubt out of your head. Kick it out. And stay focused.
And as much as it seems physical, there's so much to the mental side.
100%.
To getting through it.
And we all need to unlock more webs in Stoicism. Even Tim and Sean.
Yeah. Hey, if it's a video game, you know, got to level up every time.
And their web might be more filled.
Yeah.
Than my web.
If it's Diablo 4, I mean? They're level 50s.
Yeah.
We're maybe level 20s.
They've been playing Diablo 4 for a long time. Okay? So, Schmitty's going to get there. We're all going to get there. Just comes with time and practice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, all right, let's get into some UFC talk, shall we?
I'm down.
We talked about this a little bit on Tim and Sean's pod yesterday. Jon Jones versus Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back and forth on it.
Well, what are you back and forth about?
I just want to see Jon Jones versus somebody in the UFC. I'm gutted it's not Francis, even though. Did you see the video of them meeting up?
At PFL, right?
Yeah. And then we finally got the video of the audio and what they were saying to each other. Loved every bit of it.
There's some respect there, but at the same time,
dude,
I'd love to see it.
Jon Jones was piecing Francis the fuck up. He was looking that motherfucker up and down. You could see it in Jon Jones' eyes, what he's thinking. He's like, I got you.
I love it.
And I loved when he said, to kick my ass, Francis, you're going to need to learn wrestling. To kick my ass, you're going to need to learn jiu-jitsu. And it's going to take you more than a year. And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's so right. He's so right. Now that we got Sensei Tim teaching us jiu-jitsu, I'm like, oh, if you don't know nothing, you're fucked.
Puncher's chance.
Bro.
Francis is that scary, though. He could knock him out.
I know. And here's the other thing that I was kind of pointing at. When Jon Jones fought, when he came back and fought Gane.
Right.
Go back and watch it, I think. I think Gane was maybe getting a little the better of him in striking, which is why Jon shot so early. It's the wrestling. Jon Jones is the most talented, smartest, well-rounded fighter in the history of the sport.
Mixed martial artist.
Mixed martial fucking artist. So, yeah, the puncher chance is there when it comes. And that's why it's like, dude, after thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I do love, I've said it before, I love the entertainment fights. I wish this Jon Jones versus Tyson Fury fight was later.
And is that supposed to be boxing or MMA?
Boxing. Tyson's not stepping in the cage. Dana's wanting.
It needs to be later, like you're saying.
But that's the thing. Tyson's so fucking old already. You know. But even though he's so old, he's still the best at what he does, and which is boxing.
And he would destroy Jon Jones in the
boxing.
boxing
You can't
ring.
shoot in boxing, Johns. You can hug. But that hugging ain't gonna. We've seen it with Conor.
He can't throw those kicks or elbows.
The hugging ain't gonna help. Hugging ain't gonna help.
What if he did knock out
It
Tyson
would be
Fury?
insane. And there we go. Now I'm fucking going, eating my words, going, oh my God, that was like one of the...
He's the greatest
He's
of all
the greatest
time.
fucking combat sport athlete. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, damn you, Francis. Damn you, Dana. You two fucking bastards that just couldn't get your shit together and make this one of the greatest fights that the UFC could have ever seen. Even though it probably wouldn't. Who knows? What kind of talk? We can do the what ifs, the ifs and that, whatever.
I think he wins, honestly, because we were talking earlier, and this goes back to the
John wins as
mental
well.
toughness. John Jones he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's got that dog in him.
And he don't want to get hit. You think he wants to get hit by Francis? Fuck no. No one does. Dude, when he was eyeing him up, he kept looking him up and down. I know he was thinking how top heavy Francis is. That's what everyone likes to think about us big tall boys. They go, oh, this motherfucker's top heavy.
And they were looking at each other pretty much eye to eye, right?
Oh, dude, I love when he takes his hat off. It's like, oh, fuck, he took his hat off. He's getting serious. I respect John Jones. It sucks about all the fucking stupid shit he did when he was younger, but again, that's fame and all that kind of crazy shit. You know what I mean?
They put him in that cage. The dog's coming out.
He's the greatest. So, yeah. And then there's rumors of Stipe being fucking jacked, taking it real serious. So then it's like, I would love to see John Jones versus Stipe. Stipe's one of the greatest. Like,
he doesn't get the respect he deserves. He just has to fight the heaviest guys that knock you out.
I'm sorry, Jobins, you're probably gonna disagree with me on this one, but I still think Stipe's the greatest of all time in the heavyweight division. I know Francis beat him. I know. We need a I need a third.
Those two guys aren't even in the conversation.
I need a third. Well, I know.
John Jones.
I know.
John Jones.
Still. And that sucks that John Jones is saying he's only got one more fight. He's going to do one fight and then dip. It's like, well, that's not the greatest heavyweight. To me, Stipe is the greatest heavyweight because look at the killers that he had the most title defenses in the heavyweight division, who he's fought, how he beat them.
I'd like to see Cyril Gane versus Stipe.
I would too. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that.
And then he takes out Cyril Gane,
Dude.
and it's like, okay, maybe let's see that.
It'd be kind of cool. It'd be fun.
Although, let's go straight to John Jones and Stipe.
Why don't we have the first ever mixed MMA boxing event? We'll open it with a boxing fight. Then people will probably like turn it off and then on and off. You know what I mean? But it'd be kind of cool because what if you had John Jones versus Tyson as the main event, and then you had Stipe versus Cyril Gane as the co-main. And it was like built up on it, like a little bracket, little tournament for John Jones or something. That's crazy talk. We're being crazy.
It's up in the air. It's like, man, I'm not even talking about the light heavyweights either.
Yeah, no.
Jamal Hill's still up there, and it's like, it's just it's all John Jones now that I'm thinking about. It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think. What do you think? What do you think we're gonna see? Do you think we'll actually see the boxing one, or do you think we'll see John Jones? Because he's got that scary fuck. I forget his name off the top of my dome. I'm forgetting, but that scary big Jack dude who's up and coming, who's knocking everyone out.
Oh, Sergey Pavlovich.
Thank you.
Sergey's a monster.
Yeah, dude. And you get Stipe, and then if maybe we could work something out with Francis. But yeah.
I mean, the Tyson Fury, it's a little too soon, though, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him lose to that and then kind of lose the draw of like his MMA fights.
Yeah. Anyway, either way, I am excited to see whatever happens with John Jones, I'm excited for. Right? Conor McGregor. The whole incident. Dude, I hate this shit. Rape sucks.
It doesn't seem like it's that case.
Right? And then it's like, damn, if this victim is lying that can cause so much damage to somebody, shouldn't they be, just as much trouble?
And Blake was telling me that they weren't even she wasn't pressing charges, just seeking settlements. So it already shows you that there's like that monetary incentive.
Dude, I just can't imagine like Conor celebrating the news of a new kid on the way, and then you wake up to see that you're being accused of rape. And like with the today, with media, with how fast all of us waking up to it. We're all waking up to it at the same time.
It's like, dude, if you're gonna be, it's like, yeah, it's expected Conor's gonna cheat on his wife because of how big he is and he's so famous. It's like, dude, at least do it not in a public setting like the fucking Heat game.
Right.
You don't, because there's people taking pictures everywhere, bro.
That's that.
Keep that shit on the DL.
Well, you know.
Out of respect for your wife, too. Because now
Yeah.
she's gotten all those questions. Because maybe she is in on it and she's like, okay, yeah, I understand the value that you bring to the table. And like, we have these agreements and we accept these things. But I don't want to see it all on the tabloids.
Yeah.
That's not fair to his family.
That's a good point. I agree with that. That's got to be tough. We don't know what it's like.
Keep that shit out of the game. A finals game. Come on.
No one's people definitely probably don't think about D in her shoes, you know, which has got to be tough. But and then he posts those pictures of Father's Day, and it seemed like they had a great day, you know. So maybe they're keen to blocking all the bullshit out, and they know what's real between each other. And because none of us, at the end of the day, know what really happened. None of us. But we all have our opinions and are talking. Look at us, we're talking about it. You know, we have our opinions about it.
Yeah.
That's why it's just like, man. That's why we never even talked about Danny Masterson, you know, just because now that he's been fully found guilty, our boy's fucking guilty. This fucking sucks. Now, but here's the thing. My point with this real quick is that now's when he should be everything dropped. Everything. And I know it's like, okay, well, if he hadn't been dropped, he still would have been making money or whatever that legal shit is of what would have continued before. So is it a good thing that if you're stripped away from all your good things that you got going right away before you even found guilty? Because then because now when you're stripped, when someone's stripped of everything, like when Lance Armstrong he's been stripped of his titles. That motherfucker was guilty. You know, we're like,
well, Conor hasn't been stripped of anything, right?
No. But Danny Masterson was kicked off of the TV show that on Netflix with Ashton Kutcher. Didn't go on that show, which now is a good thing, obviously, because he's been charged. But like, what if he was innocent? And all those things, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like, well, I do see what you're saying, but I feel like because of how fucked up Hollywood is, they knew then.
Oh yeah,
that it was for sure there.
The dark side with Danny Masterson is the Scientology shit, and how much effort they were trying to do to make it covered up and not have. Dude, it's crazy.
Hollywood in general, how they cover up people because of how much money they bring to the table, like Justin Roiland's story.
Yeah.
You're telling me Dan Harmon just was like, oh, well, conveniently, I just didn't see him for a whole year. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know, and Danny Masterson, like, because it's an organizational thing. Scientology, dude.
It's nuts.
That is nuts.
It's a whole fucking dark era that none of us even know. None of us truly know about that shit.
Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
I know, and here I am really excited for fucking the
Mission
Impossible. That's my movie, the summer movie of the year for me. And it's like, when I see the Danny Masterson shit going on, and Mr. Tom Cruise is the CEO of all this bullshit.
And then these girls are like, we're in Scientology, and they were like, oh, we don't want you to bring it up because it'll make Scientology look bad. Hey, Scientology looks bad, bud.
Even with Tim, what Tim was saying, how there was some other countries or something where like you have to have 2 witnesses for it, and if you don't have 2 witnesses, they don't even believe you or fuck with you. Whew. Dark. Because this whole thing, like my one thing is like, this makes it harder for the real victims to come forward.
Most definitely.
For when this shit happens, and it just fucks everything up. And now you got me going, because I'm looking at Conor, I'm like, Conor violently raped somebody. He's a dad of a daughter. I can't fathom that. You know what I mean? That would anger me so bad that if Conor and then someone, it was fucking funny, and I'm sorry that it was funny, but you know how they're remaking The Leprechaun?
Yeah.
They put a meme up with Conor coming out of the stall, like he was coming, because the story was that he came out of the stall, and it was the little picture of Leprechaun. Dude, I was like, sorry, that cracked me up, just because of the Leprechaun and Conor. But that makes me not, I'd be like, I hate Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? If this is true, which I don't think it is. None of us think it is anymore because of all the videos and everything coming out.
I don't think anyone did from the start. Thankfully for Conor.
But then
you're right.
But then I think I'm like, dude, because I'm not a beautiful girl, Jobins. I know that's not like, whoa, seriously, Schmidt? But I just can't imagine life because I've never been complimented. I've never had a girl, some random girl, come up to me and go, your eyes are so pretty. You're so tall and handsome. Not fucking once. Maybe from my aunts and my mommy, you know what I mean? But not once. So imagine being a girl where everywhere you go, people are saying that all the fucking time. I just can't. You know?
That's a different reality.
It's a different fucking reality. And I can't grasp it. So, it's tough.
And that, yeah. Man, it's seriously though, she does deserve jail time or some shit if she would like to be lying about something so
But imagine
awful.
That's where I was going with that. Imagine not being believed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Imagine being raped and then not believed.
Because her case makes the Danny Masterson one that much harder for those victims.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, dude. Just shitty. At the end of the day, Jobins, I believe in everybody loving everybody. Shout out semi-pro Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. Everybody love everybody. I'm like my prayer in the beginning. Leave this world better than when you came. And yeah, not all of us are Mr. Elon Musk where we can fucking think of something that might change and impact the world in a better way. Mm-hmm. But being positive, and this is something I got to work on, you know, when I'm sad about, because energy transfers. And every bit of little positivity that you spread transfers. Mm-hmm. And it's a little web. That one person that's having a bad day that you're nice to, and then you're nice to them, what chain reaction of events did that unfold with that person that you have, when you continue your day, you have no idea about?
Dude, that is so true. Like, and then think about this, like being the negative energy you bring out and how that could affect someone negatively.
Yeah.
Dude,
who might already be pushed to the edge.
Because kind of related to all this crazy shit you're talking about, Jared from Subway catching a monster is on Max. You know, HBO rebranded the Max now. Mm-hmm. I watched the first episode, Jobins, of Jared from Subway catching a monster is messed up. And several times throughout the documentary, it's like, warning, this is real conversations from a child predator. And it's like, the first episode's explaining all about Jared's come up. And dude, he has a memoir, right? Mm-hmm. And they were reading excerpts from it, like passages. And his childhood was so fucked up. And like, even you kind of know bullying back in the day too. And like how child obesity and shit like that. Like his book is like how lonely he was. Mm-hmm. And just imagine if he had like love and attention and like was accepted more during that growing up time, he might not be as mentally fucked as he was.
We were talking about that on Tim and Sean's pod because Sean finally learned about medication, which was kind of cute. He's like, oh, did you hear about like how medication affects your mind? And I'm like, yeah, it does, bud. Mm-hmm. He's going to kill me if he hears that. Oh, yeah, but talking shit? No, I am. It was cute because it's true. These mass shooters all have a connection of taking medicine. And it's like, dude.
That's what we need to look at as the source of these things.
That's why, I'm sorry, Jobins, and I know everyone's got their own opinions. Here's mine. When my mom and everyone's like, you just need to get on some medicine you need to just get on an antidepressant. Fuck no. Sorry. Mm-hmm. That's the stupidest thing that anyone's ever told me, even from my fucking mom. I know from experience, this changes what my fucking depression is. Nothing else. Nothing the fuck else. Mm-hmm. And I learned that you can change your own brain chemicals. If you start thinking sad all the time, you're changing your shit up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we have the power ourselves to change that.
I totally believe that because being positive and everything, I think has like a positive like correlation.
I fucking hate. It's almost a joke now. It's always been. But when you see a commercial on TV when it's like, oh, a new fat pill. Side effects might cause depression, heartburn, heart attack. You might lose your toes. Fucking just how any joke thing. People have made jokes about it forever. Mm-hmm. The list is too long of side effects for the fucking outcome. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
I know what I need to do so that I'm not depressed. I just got to do it and stay consistent. And you can do it too. You can do it too, Jobins. Mm-hmm. But then there is some people that get a little bit of medication. They get the help that they need. They get fucking shooken back up. And they get off it and they're fine.
Yeah. Like, for sure there's positive outcomes, but there's also abuse.
There is
and
abuse.
Things like that going on, 100%.
And also I believe that, like, sometimes I question my own shit. I'm like, man, if I had just let my ears just be, what would have happened? You know what I mean? Because it's like, do we really think something's good for us and then find out later that it wasn't? And there's a lot, like medicine, just a whole bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. Dude, my ears were so bad as a kid. I was always on steroids, taking horse pill fucking medication, crying because I'm a little kid having to take a giant-ass pill. Mom's cutting it in half. Turned into a teenager. I start getting some fucking codeine, the good shit. Mm. I'm fucking over there going, oh. You know what I mean? But how fucking bad is that for me? I was doing lean before it was cool rap songs. For real.
Sure, no.
I was like, damn, this shit's fire. Because it took care of my pain and made me feel good.
Maybe we as a society are too quick to prescribe some like medication to solve problems that don't need it.
Exactly.
Like you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get down that, like how you just nailed it. I was kind of.
No.
But yeah, and I'm not I hope they're not like, oh, don't watch this. Fucking talking about codeine. Sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry.
Man.
But yeah, we went down another rabbit hole. I still had some UFC talk.
Ooh.
What did you have? Were you about to spit something?
Well, yeah, I had this whole news article. Well, let me. It's from Signs. A quote. This is
movie Signs?
Yeah.
Mel Gibson?
Morgan, who is Rory Culkin.
Yeah.
He says this in the movie.
Who's in your new season of
Black Mirror?
Black Mirror.
Which was also been really good watching.
He was in that episode with Josh Hartnett. And
was he?
He's the guy who breaks in with the long hair.
Oh, my God.
You didn't know that was him? He's such a good actor.
Wow. He's such a good actor.
Say his name again for the Jobins.
Rory Culkin.
And whose brother is he?
He's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Boom. Yeah, and he's honestly the better actor.
He was the nerdy kid, though, that was all in the science, and he says, this is very important. Everything people have written about in science books is going to change. And that's exactly what's happened in Jobins with the Euclid telescope. It's intended to reveal mysteries of dark matter. What is dark matter, you might be asking? It's a form of matter thought to pervade the cosmos and providing the universe with 80% of its mass and acts as a cosmic glue that holds galaxies together. Guess what? Do you think anyone's ever seen dark matter?
No, you can't.
You can't because of the light and the absorption and everything.
I get that.
But this telescope's going to be launched in a few months, and it's going to go to what's called...
This year?
This year. And it's going to go to what's called the... oh, shit, I wrote it right in here. The Langgreen point, which is 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. And it's going to be able to do what the Hubble telescope does, but at a different speed and better. And what if they see some crazy shit that we weren't ever meant to see?
A giant eye that watching us?
This is the
dark matter eye.
The mysteries of the universe, Jobins.
Sauron in the universe.
It's really...
It's a fucking eye.
It scares me.
It's a fucking giant eyeball.
What if we weren't meant to know these things?
Oh, no. Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
The Euclid telescope.
I hope... Dude, but here's the thing that freaks me out about that. Brenden, we're going out. We're going out. And we're learning as far out as we can fucking go.
As we can see.
But dude, the earth is so big and there's so much water and there's so much underneath us. What about that? Why can't we go that way? We can go that way, but why can't we? Why aren't we at a time? And how the fuck is most of the ocean still not explored? But yet we're going out there? That's the shit that just gets me kind of like, what the fuck?
Even our perception of what's out there is so limited to observation. What if this telescope goes in and it's like Mario Land or some shit? We have no idea.
Dude, every time I drive across the United States, I think about the ocean. And I was talking to you about the ocean. The biggest fucking mountain in the world is underwater. The Grand Canyon is nothing compared to what's in the fucking water.
That's crazy.
And that, yeah.
There's so much to...
There's so much we
that's
don't know.
really comparable to
Humans
space.
have been around so long, Jobins, none of us know shit.
Besides the Euclid telescope, they should make an ocean telescope to go inside.
The only thing I regret about not being born later in life, in the human, is just because of what they'll know. Mm-hmm. But I'm grateful for being born now and existing now in what we know. And something like that with science that unveils the mysteries to everything.
They think they'll be able to see dark energy, which was first talked about in 1998, a mysterious force, because we still don't know shit about it, accelerating the expansion of the universe, literally why the universe grows.
Yeah.
Theoretically. But what if they are able to prove it?
Well, then just like
pictures.
Just like what your quote said, history books will be rewritten.
Exactly.
But that always happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good thing.
It's cool to think about.
I love it.
Like, we're going to be living through that.
Oh,
possibly.
I know. I can't wait.
That's way sooner.
Dude, every time they launch a new telescope, just to take images of the new images we get of other planets, it's always amazing. But then again, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me we can go look at this planet we can go look at fucking Pluto, but we can't go to, you know what I mean?
You know what's so sad too, Jobin? This was stopped, right? This was on halt because of like the Ukraine conflict and everything, because it's European and there's Russian involvement.
They got the writer's strike.
And things like that. It's
They
like,
got writer's
how do you
strike.
put a writer's strike on human discovery?
For real. For real.
Humanity, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Join up,
Yeah.
and let's figure out dark energy faster.
Yeah. And writers get together. We got to figure out a formulating plot to where the filmmakers are independent and they're not ran by these fucking big corporations anymore.
Dude, but you know what scares me about the writer strike and everything? And I know we're on our, like, it's beating a dead horse. We talk about it all the time, like AI and quantum computing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when every single thing, like, your media is going to be personalized to you and tailored to you. And it's going to be like, they're going to be able to actually create pictures and images, right? That are specific to you as a viewer. Every single viewer. How much more isolated are we going to become as humans when we have very specific media targeted at us because of quantum computing and literally being able to create anything like that? I'm talking devs level, Black Mirror level, you know?
Yep. I love it. We're all thinking about it, Jobins, and what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Oh, this is a podcast created specifically for Brenden's viewing because we know everything there is to know about Brenden and even more about him than he even knows about himself.
Yeah, and my little chat GPT can write a screenplay better than you can.
Mm-hmm. It's so scary. Art is going to die at that rate.
See, I wish there was a way to where, like, we're going to lose jobs and jobs that we don't know get creative. And what if it's in a way to where we are all more independent and can be creative in our own ways? I don't know. It's tough. Such a crazy thing to think about.
That's enough to talk about that. But it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm excited to learn. I love learning about that kind of shit.
The Black Mirror season has been nuts, too.
Yeah, I got to watch it.
Joan is Awful is one of the episodes, and it's like an episode where it's quantum computing, and it creates a Netflix TV show about the girl. It's nuts, bro. It was devs level good, and that was such a good show from 2020's Hulu.
I was liking the one with Josh Hartnett and Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through it.
I'll finish that. That's good. I'd watch that.
That whole story, though, of like two guys up in space,
Yeah.
and then they go down on Earth in their robot bodies.
Yeah. That's the premise.
But what do they? I haven't gotten to what, like, why.
And
Why do they do that? Can maybe I was too high and confused.
Well, the reason for it is so that they can they don't get lonely and isolated in space because they're going to the deep space. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow! Thank you.
So there's a 6-year trip.
Yeah.
So they have robots to like still be able to be with their families and like live human lives on Earth because they have that like technology.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
Oh no, it is cool.
Because I was like, whoa, that would be, and I would totally use it to not be lonely in space then.
I know. Dark episode, Jobins. Very dark episode.
Fucking so dark.
I know. I've only gotten halfway and it's dark.
I loved the ending too.
Oh God, the ending's dark too.
Yeah.
Ooh, no spoilers here, Jobins. But that whole thing, like, what if, like, I don't know, because, like, what if we did that with another planet? Like, what if, like, a certain time, like, if we're on Mars and there's just certain times on Mars, it's just you can't really live, so they do that. And they're actually still here on Earth, but we're on another planet. They're on another planet learning about it.
I think it's totally, you know, the shit that's crazy in that show is like I could see that happening in the future.
Is that what Elon Musk is like working on? Netflix is like, hey, let us.
Hey, we were talking about Elon Musk Neuralink not too long ago.
Cool if we do a show about that, Elon. And he's like, yeah, because you know,
consultant Elon Musk.
Yeah, you never know. Let's see. Jared Cannonier versus Marvin Vettori. You were at your girl's house. You missed this fight, dude.
I did.
Oh, wow. Jared Cannonier at 39 years old looks fucking incredible. And then I'm hearing stories from Sean and oh God. I'm so sorry, Jobin. Your name just fucking crossed my mind. One of our Jobins who trains at the fucking MMA lab. Ezra. Thank you, Jesus Christ, Schmidt. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, Ezra. My bad, Ezra. I was thinking Elijah. I don't know why. Ezra's like, dude, he sweat 14 pounds one practice while drinking water. And I remember watching Sean spar for training for one of his fights. I accidentally stepped in one of Jared Cannonier's puddles of sweat, and it was like a damn lake. It was the most disgusting thing. I think I was like, bleh. I tried to, it like over it, like my whole foot. It was like stepped in a puddle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Jared Cannonier's sweat.
He's such a intimidating guy because like hearing that he's like real stern and serious in practice, it's like, oh, okay.
What's really cool is that he wanted to work on his output, which remember when we were watching him fight Izzy? We're like, come on, Jared, just dude. I wish Jared would pull the trigger, dude. Motherfucker never pulled the trigger like no one in the world before. Set a record for total significant strikes ever.
Wow.
It was like, I forget the number, Jobins, like 230, 240 something. You know what I mean? Shout out to Marvin Vittori. Mm-hmm. Fucking clipped Jared in the beginning of the first round.
Damn.
Maybe not, like sometime in the first round, which Jared said he saw, it was just like a light, you know, but out on his feet, kept his composure, kept fucking just going, dude. Crazy fight. Marvin's tough as nails. There were so many punches that Jared landed so clean. You couldn't land a punch more clean. And Marvin ate it like a motherfucker, dude. Stuff like that haunts me. How do you have to kill him? The only way you beat a guy like Marvin or Jared is you a gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are not, they will do anything they want to you.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
And that's the scary, like, holy fuck. Even people who get hit in the head and don't get put out. What is that about? Hawaiians, man. I know Marvin's not Hawaiian, but I'm thinking of Bebo. Dude can't be put out.
Yeah, there's some tough motherfuckers.
What is it? Yeah, now there's a little thing going on right now. Because Jared was like, he said he would fight Hamzat if it meant getting the title shot.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see that fight.
I would love to see it.
I'd put money on Jared.
But then you had Usman wanting to fight Hamzat. There's a lot going on with Hamzat. Then Armin, the guy who just won, he wants to fight Beneil Dariush.
Dang, man.
Yeah. But, dude, I'm going down another weight class, Jobins, because there's so much going on right now. There's literally so much. So the Conor missed his deadline, right, for USADA. So Chandler and him aren't going to fight this year.
Right.
And now people are saying, oh, it's never going to fight, right? It's never even going to happen. So, okay, what does Michael Chandler do? What do all these guys do? There's so much right now. There's so much going on right now.
You know what? Do you take another fight if you're booked for Conor? I'm like, what if I lose and I don't get my big payday fight with Conor then? That would suck.
It's all Islam, right? Everyone wants Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Islam's the one to beat.
Islam's the guy. Islam's the motherfucking guy.
And Charles looked really good.
And then, dude, Armin looked really good. He was the co-main. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he almost got knocked out too. And he came back. And he's a jacked looking motherfucker, dude. But he's saying he wants to fight Michael Chandler. He's like, dude, Michael Chandler, the fight ain't going to happen with Conor. You're fucking stupid. Take my fight. So I think that's a good fucking fight.
If I'm Michael Chandler, I'm trying to get Conor.
Yeah, 100%, right?
It's like, you ain't shit to me.
I think that's definitely the smartest decision for Michael Chandler is the Conor fight. But damn, how do you it's like Conor's holding this division up right now. He's causing all this mess.
I mean, is he holding up the division or is he bringing eyes to it?
Dude,
he's the biggest name. Like, people want to see him.
Yeah, Beneil Dariush wants to fight again at the end of the year. Says he was feeling like he was just a step behind Charles. Mm-hmm. Dude, Armin versus Beneil.
I like it.
That would be a great fight. There's a lot of good fights going on right now.
Charles looks so good. I was just like, wow, he'd be the champion if not for the champion.
Dude, I need to get Jobins. I'm not gonna lie. There's a fight every weekend. There's a fight for like 4 months. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And some of these main events are even kind of lowering in my eye. Main events are not as high quality main events as they used to be. And I don't know, just the oversaturation. It's so much, Jobins. There's so many fighters these days. And I'm so focused on like what we're trying to do. Health. I'm focused on helping Sean any way I can. Focused on Sean's career. That it's just like, wow. I want to get back into like knowing everybody. It kind of lit a fire. I was joking with Sono. I just don't know shit anymore. You know what I mean?
There's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, I'm starting to see fighters that I got no fucking clue who they are. I'm like, I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to get better. I want to be like Warlike. Motherfucker knows every name, every person, knows her whole history.
And a lot of like Warlike and Blake, they know other sports.
Oh,
on
I
top of
know.
that.
Right? I don't know jack shit about any
You don't
other
even
sport.
know that Chris Paul got traded.
Right?
The Suns.
I could be such
our
a-
town. Thank you. The point guard, Chris Paul, is gone.
So that was a good
He
thing.
disappeared during finals and playoffs. He always got injured. Legendary player, but we need someone new.
Who do you think they're
And
going to
now
get?
we got Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards
Okay.
coming in.
Bradley
the
Beal.
Suns.
Let's go Bradley Beal.
But yeah, see, and then we definitely could know more.
I know, right? So we're sorry, Jobins. We'll get better. I'll try. Here's another one that people, Sean Tim, like, you don't care about that. Erin Blanchfield says she wants to fight Juliana Pena.
You don't care about that.
Yeah, for the vacant UFC bantamweight title. I like it.
Aaron Blanchfield again too?
Juliana Pena.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I know we're just in a weird, if the bantamweight division continues, like Dana White was even saying, like he might retire with Amanda.
I mean, after what Amanda said, it makes sense. Everyone else would be a fake champ.
Well, what Dana White says, what's Dana White's thing that he always says, guys? He's always like, we make stars, we continue on. So shouldn't that be the same thing with women? Amanda's gone. Keep rolling. Keep finding the talent. Find that next superstar. What are we doing?
There'll never be a better knockout than Molly McCann's spinning back elbow.
Oh, yeah. Who said that?
Dana White. I mean,
Yeah,
if
dude,
that's
silly.
highlight, then
That's so
forget
silly.
about it.
God, that's silly. I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
I would want to see it.
I still want a Big Bertha coming out of the woodworks, coming out fucking chopping logs from fucking North Dakota or some shit.
I think Erin Blanchfield wins.
Right?
She looks mean, and she's been coming up.
Right? I would like to see it too. And Juliana Pena is saying that she's like the GOAT. She's saying all this absurd shit too.
I kind of like Juliana Pena's energy, though.
Oh, yeah. She brings that. Oh,
That's that John Jones
bitch.
dog.
I'm this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the bitch.
Hell yeah.
get
I
it.
like that.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, next. I'd like to see it.
When she beat Amanda Nunes, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But she did get her ass kicked that second fight decisively.
Yeah. And that's that mindset. Who's better that night? What are you going through all the way up until that? There's so much.
She almost got beat in the first fight, too, though.
Right.
So I'm almost like, oh, okay. I think Amanda wins the series.
Sergio Pettis defended his belt against Patricio Pitbull.
That's pretty cool.
That's fire, dude. He's been killing it. I'd like to see him back in the UFC.
And he would be what, a flyweight? He's a little guy.
I know, but I'm trying to think if he moved up.
Oh, he might have moved up from his original, because he used to fight at
I should have known
flyweight,
that
didn't
before I
he?
wrote down.
Because the
There it
nice
is.
thing is, because that division could use more talent too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude. That was when Dana was like, oh, the flyweights are going away. I'm like, dude, I like the flyweight division. There's some fucking scraps.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Tim and Sean were like, oh, yeah, who cares? Like, what are good fights? Dude, Joanna. She used to put on Wei Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda. Dude, when Amanda knocked out Chris Cyborg, that was one of the coolest times in the history of women's divisions right there. Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg was really exciting times.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. And then the fight was so cool.
You just got to give it time for the conversation to change.
Losing our people.
Let's enough of that.
Yeah. I wanted to do, because we're a couple of weeks out. We got some fights till then still. But, dude, UFC 290, I'm actually really excited for. Have you looked at the card?
No.
Early predictions. I'll run it through real quick.
Okay.
We'll start with these are the fights I'm excited for. Sean Brady versus Jack Della Mandela.
Jack Della Madola.
Yeah, Mendeladona.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Is he?
Thank you. That guy's exciting. I'm excited for that one. Sean Brady's tough as fuck too, dude. I think that's a scrap.
I think Sean Brady loses.
I think that dude. That every time I count Sean Brady out, he fucking wins. That's a firework fight. I think that it's unfortunate that this card is so stacked because that's like a fight of the night. I can see.
That'd be sick.
I'm going with Jack too, though. But then I'm like, fuck Sean. How do you count Sean Brady out? Oh, I think someone's going to sleep. Robbie Lawler versus Nico Price. That's a fun fight. I love Robbie Lawler. Is this the last time?
I want him to beat Nico Price.
I want him to, but dude, Nico is so crafty and slick. I think that's another fun fight.
Robbie's one of the last guys that's like such a legend that it'll be really sad when he's gone.
Oh, yeah. 100%. But what a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
What a career and what a look back at. Oh, the Rory McDonald fight with his lip split open.
That would be a cool fight of the night, and even maybe a retirement fight where he just fucks Nico Price up.
Dude, UFC 290, that's a good night. If a win, lose, I don't know. He's been around so long.
He could get just beat up.
Yeah. Main card starts. Bo Nickel versus Trayshawn Gore.
Okay, so Bo Nickel's winning.
Dude, both guys that are new in the game, dude. You never know.
I got Bo.
That's because of how he's been looked at.
He's been hyped up so much, dude.
Dude, Trayshawn Gore, man.
Trey gone.
Trey Gore. I'm excited for that.
Trey not
fight.
here long.
And to open up the card, that's fucking exciting.
Stamping it now.
Julian Turner versus fucking Dan Hooker. That fight's...
Ooh, let's go.
Dude, he was talking about wanting that fight on the podcast.
Yeah, that's sick.
A fight that's been
that really
needing to
pumps
happen.
me up.
And dude, both fucking tough guys. That's gonna be a war.
I mean, because we're biased because we met him. I got Turner win. I want Turner.
I like both guys. And Tim's like, oh, would you say if Dan Hooker was sitting here, would you say that? And it's like, dude, all UFC fighters are so nice. Like
they are.
When you meet them, when you meet them and they're so nice, how are you not rooting for them? It's hard not to. And then it's like that's the part of the sport is to root against someone and someone else, you know. So it's like, yeah, someone's got to lose.
Jalen Turner fucks with IHOP, so I got him.
And he was super cool. But stylistically, dude, two tall guys, long.
Yeah. I think Jalen Turner's probably taller.
Yeah. Do you think Dan Hooker's coming out with them leg kicks? Or do you think
that's a good scrap.
I don't know if Dan Hooker wants to stand up and stay banging with them.
The tarantula, dude. He could probably still triangle choke you or something.
Right?
I'd be a little nervous about with the long legs.
Right? Dude, I don't know about this one.
I'd stay standing.
I don't know where this one's going. Mm-hmm. You think it's going to stay standing? I think it's going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
I think it might be all over the place. Robert Whittaker, Dricus Duplessis.
Yep.
Duplessis.
That's a good fight.
Dude, fuck yeah, it's a good fight. Let's go Robert Whittaker. My man. I won't.
Dude, Dricus Duplessis will make it more fun.
He's up and coming.
Because they've been marketing it better.
And he hasn't fought everyone.
No one
like
wants
Robert
to see
has.
Robert Whittaker fight Izzy again.
People
do.
I do.
But I think more people would want to see someone fresh.
I think if Robert goes out and knocks out Dricus, I think they do.
If I'm Dana White, I'm like, Dricus, please fuck him up. I need to sell this next fight.
I'd be sad if Robert lost. I'd be sad. Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja. I like that fight a lot. Pantoja's a badass. Mm-hmm. That's a badass fight.
Brandon, be careful.
Defending his belt, dude. Coming up. Let's go. That's a good fight. And then the main event, Alex Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Dude, what a
That is... What if Rodriguez won? It would be crazy. Because I don't mean to count him out because he's a great fighter. He could win.
He's bigger.
Volkanovski's pretty good, though. He's
one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
He's underrated.
Yeah. How can you not go? I'm going with Alex.
I am too.
So, yeah. That's all I got until I got one more thing that I got. But if you got any subjects, I want you to spit them because I got something that cool.
You said your summer movie was Mission Impossible.
Uh-huh.
One of the best movies. I was hoping for it. It was just as good as I hoped. Extraction 2 on Netflix. Hey, and maybe you don't want to be there for the story, but this guy, man. Oh my gosh, what's his name? I got to think of the director.
You reminded me because now I'm tired again. Because I went to bed after about 20 minutes watching that with you.
It was so good. Oh man,
debatable. The dude's running around with his hand on fire, punching people.
Dang, I forget the guy's name.
I'm gonna have my hand on fire, and I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna punch everybody with my fist on fire.
That prison scene was so cool because, I love the director. He's, tracking the shots all the time.
Was cool.
You're following Chris Hemsworth all the time, just fucking people up.
I give it to the cameraman. It was cool.
You know what we need? Because one of my favorite movies, Jobins, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We need those 80s action movies. We need that shit.
Dude, they're remaking Terminator with Chris Pratt.
And we'll talk. That's I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm kidding.
You don't touch perfection.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you never remake Titanic. You remake Titanic, I'm done with films.
Extraction 2 was a good movie. A little cheesy, and it's like, okay, if
A
you
little
would get
cheesy?
shot, you would get shot
A little
at
cheesy?
points because you're not bulletproof.
And what about the cardio? I'm
cardio
watching
amazing.
him run around,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking of cardio.
It was fun. It was a fun movie.
I think every person that ever has like is a huge action star lover movie, they need to go through some cardio shit, some shit that's in the action
I
movies.
really appreciate.
Yeah, and then they'll go, "Oh, that's silly."
Yeah, he gets hit and he gets a concussion. Oh,
Yeah.
now he's ready to fight more people.
Yeah. Can we just make it realistic? If action movies would go back to being realistic, you know what I mean?
Like the scene where Idris Elba is talking to him and he's got the mug and he just shoots the mug.
I can't.
And it's just like, that's how badass Tyler Rake is.
Bro.
And that's Chris Hemsworth's character. Tyler Rake, you have to accept he's a badass character. Okay?
When action movies
John Wick level.
are not realistic, and I know they're not supposed to be, but to a point,
Exactly.
because it's a movie. It's supposed to be the movie cinematic experience.
Yes.
So how am I at one? Oh, well, Tom Cruise is hanging on a plane in Mission Impossible and taking off. Oh, that's realistic. Because I love that movie, right? But I just do wish, because it's the same thing. How much can Tom Cruise do? How much can this guy do at his age in this movie? You're making me supposed to believe that?
There's
Indiana
an Extraction
Jones.
3 going to come
This
out.
guy's running around. This guy's 80 years old running around as Indiana Jones. I'm supposed to believe that? So that's just where I'm like, man, I just wish there was a little more realism. Chris Pratt hasn't been shot. John Wick, he's killed 320 men. Hasn't been shot once.
John Wick 4. Yeah, that was good. Those movies are fun. They'll bring back Rambo First
I
Blood
blame-
level shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, because who am I? I love Kill Bill. I love the Bourne Identities weren't really my thing. You loved the Bourne Identities.
Mm-hmm. Extraction 2, though, Jobins, I'd give it, out of 10, an 8.6.
Damn. Jesus.
8.6. I loved it.
8.6.
I could watch it again and have fun watching it again. It was so good.
What would you give Point Break?
Point Break, that's like a...
If you say
Point Break's
anything
really
lower
good.
than 8.6,
It's less than
if you
8.6.
say Extraction 2 is better than Point Break,
I have way
we might be shutting this pod off right here.
I have way more fun watching Extraction 2.
That is so fucked.
And then I love the scene because the director, he loves doing it. They'll be driving a car and then he'll go through the car while they're talking.
Oh
and it's
my
like,
God.
oh, no, and then bam, bam, bam. It's like hardcore Henry level shit, you know, action.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And then we were watching it because Brock was watching it with me. He's an action fan as well. And that prison scene, he's like, you know what this prison scene's like? Holy grail of action movies, The Raid 2. The prison scene was very reminiscent of The Raid 2, my all-time favorite martial arts action movie to date. I'm just waiting for a Raid 3.
Do you know why I enjoyed John Wick so much? First John Wick.
Because it was Keanu Reeves kicking ass.
The dog. The story around the dog. You just fucking killed this hitman's dog. This retired hitman. And you killed his dog. The one thing that this guy fucking loves after all the shit he's been through.
Mm-hmm.
And you killed his dog.
True.
That grabbed me. And the whole thing around the dog, that's what got me. That's what started this whole John Wick shit. Now, what is it?
He kills so many people in the first movie. Let's be real.
Oh, I know, but it was a revenge movie. It was like revenge.
It was
felt,
action over the top.
It felt like real, like, oh man, if I was a hitman, a retired hitman, and I lost my family and all this kind of shit, I've been around death all this time, and I've retired, and now I got my one dog who is my best friend, and I love this dog more than anything in the world, and motherfuckers come kill it, I'm coming to kill you.
You know,
I'm coming to fucking kill you.
honestly, you got to thank John Wick for all these movies that have come out. Because who made that movie? The Russo brothers, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like those guys are the ones that produced Extraction 2 with Chris Hemsworth. They made like
You have
the
to
first
thank-
Extraction. Gray Man on Netflix is
Another
Russo
one
brothers.
that I just couldn't
I love
sit
that shit.
back, dude. Oh man.
You got to sit back
That's-
and relax and enjoy the film
Yeah,
and be like, Americans are badasses
that's true.
and we can kill all these motherfuckers.
That's true. Do you have anything else?
Nah, I just wanted to
That's
rave
it?
about a great movie.
Well, I want to make you feel old.
I'm listening.
Jobins, me and Brenden have been friends forever, right? You guys already know that. We're big movie guys. So we're halfway through 2023. Salute 2023.
Salute 2023.
Let's salute the movies that turned 20 years old this year. And here's the thing. I'm 30 now, Jobins. This is all kind of new to me. I was talking to my mom about it. Like, Mom, you've been there. You've been seeing these movies you've had your favorite movies turn 20, 30, 40 years old. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We haven't. Mm-hmm. We've seen our favorite movies turn 10 years old.
Right.
We're seeing some of our fucking childhood favorite movies turn 20 years old. So it's just a little freaky thing. So, Jobins, maybe you don't know some of these. Maybe you do. And if these are all the ones, there was, in 2003, 4,393 feature films came out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's feature films.
That's a lot.
Yeah, not the independent, not the fucking built up.
Big ones.
Yo, yo, yo. Mm-hmm. Movies that turned 20 years old. Mm-hmm. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Oh, damn. That's a fire one.
Lord of the Rings 3.
Okay. Return of the King.
And, dude, some of these movies we've saw in theaters together. I don't remember seeing any of those two. Too Fast, Too Furious.
That was a good one, too.
Dude, I remember when Too Fast, Too Furious came out. It fucking was the biggest movie. It was like it.
It did get... I remember the initial hate of Vin Diesel not being in it, though.
Ah, you're right. And Tyrese Gibson taking over, you're right.
I personally liked it, but I remember people bitching about that.
Yeah, you're right. That was cool. This Love Actually. And I remember your parents loving that movie. Mm-hmm. It was such a like adult romantic movie when we were kids.
You know what's messed up? Andrew Garfield's in that movie, right?
As a kid?
No. Oh, not Andrew Garfield. Andrew Lincoln.
Oh,
who plays Rick Grimes.
Yeah. He is in that.
He's the little asshole who has the signs and goes to his best friend's girl that he loves and tells her that he loves her on these signs and says, but I can't be with you because you're with my best friend. You piece of shit. That's your best friend's wife. And you do that shit? Yo, fuck you, actually. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say to Andrew Lincoln's character.
Is that the sequel to Love Actually? Fuck you, actually.
Dude, Andrew Lincoln's character is the biggest scum ever in that movie. Watch Love Actually again, Jobins. Yeah, and Andrew Lincoln's character is the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
I have a big list here. I hope some of these movies actually some of the Jobins go watch because these are actually some of like... We watched a lot of movies. Mm-hmm. Sean doesn't believe all the movies we watch, but we've...
Dude, we are movie connoisseurs.
We have spent... I hope there's a stat sheet after you die and you learn, and I'd like to see. Kill Bill Volume 1.
What? That was in 2003?
20, dude. Finding Nemo. I remember going to see that with you because we saw the damn thing 3 times in theaters because my mom loved it so much.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We went and saw it. Went and saw it with your dad and mom, I think, and then we went and saw it with my Aunt Ugg, R.I.P. Aunt Ugg. Wow. The Italian Job. This one's going to freak you out. We saw this with your dad in theaters. Terminator 3.
Terminator
Holes.
3.
Holes.
Good one.
Dude, I was in 6th grade when that... Or no, 2003.
Shia
4th
LaBeouf
grade.
was fresh off Even Stevens.
Yeah. I was in 4th or 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. And we had to dig... We went outside and we all dig holes, like the holes. And we like... It was some like learning thing that we were doing. Yeah, dude. Holes was huge.
Blisters?
No, it was like a project. Like we had like groups of like 4, and we'd all take turns digging a hole, and we had it was like we were trying to like learn what they did. Yeah, crazy. School of Rock.
I love School of Rock with Jack Black.
That's such a fucking classic. That's one of the best Jack Black movies ever. School of Rock. Bruce Almighty, which we were watching last night while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Pete. Underworld.
Underworld is one of my childhood crushes, Kate Beckinsale.
Dude, right? And that was the start of all of them. That was the first one. How many was there? Like 6?
To this day, Pete Davidson is up on my books because he was able to be in a relationship with my childhood crush.
Right? I agree with that.
Kate freaking Beckinsale.
Yep. Adam Sandler got to kiss on her.
Yeah, click.
I know, dude. I know. Wrong Turn. With
Elijah Dushku.
Yeah. She was one of my biggest crushes. Bring It
Yeah.
On. A couple other movies.
Mm-hmm. The new guy. Yeah.
Old School. 20 years old.
Damn.
Old School.
Old School's a classic.
That was like your brother, my sister, like Will Ferrell's like.
Those types of movies don't exist anymore. American Pie type movies.
Dude, and
sex like teen sex dramas.
There's some shit
like
in Old
comedies.
School that you go, that don't happen.
Yeah, Luke Wilson's character has sex with a high schooler in it.
Yeah.
Who's his boss's daughter.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're in college, right?" And she's like, "High school."
Fuck. Wow. Yeah. Some of these
pretty bad.
Let's remake Old School and just take that part out. We've remade it. It's good now.
Gotta keep it.
Master and Commander. I loved that movie. Didn't see it. I saw that in school for the first time years later, in like middle school.
I think that's one I couldn't fully appreciate as a kid.
Until you were a little older.
It's more of a dramatic period piece.
Oh, and it's so good. What's the guy who plays
Russell Crowe's in it.
Yeah, and who's the doctor? Vision in
Avengers?
Avengers?
He's in it.
Yeah, he's Vision in
Oh
Avengers.
my gosh.
He's the doctor. He takes the bullet out of himself.
I cannot think of his name.
Such a badass scene. He was a good doctor in that movie. Identity. The thriller with R.I.P. What's his name?
Who died in that?
What's his name? Goodfellas. Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta was in that. He was in that.
If you haven't seen Identity, Jobins, that's a good thriller back in the day about like schizophrenia. Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good mind fuck of a movie. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. Hulk. I remember seeing this in theaters. Dude, I remember seeing the beginning of the movie where the frog like gets microwaved and blown up. It made me sick. And I was like kind of sick the rest of the movie.
My dad hated that movie.
So did I.
That's right. It was not it was a bomb, and it was a box office failure.
We went and saw it with your dad. Me, you, and your dad. I hated it. I was like,
I think everyone did.
Yeah. X-Men 2.
X-Men, dude. I remember seeing that.
We went
with you
in chat.
That was remember
Nightcrawler,
and we thought it was so cool. The girl who had the nails come out, and she was a female Wolverine.
Oh yeah, dude. We thought that shit was epic.
That is probably one of the best.
Nightcrawler, I remember that opening scene for X-Men 2, and I was like, Nightcrawler is my shit.
Dude, in the ending with Jean Grey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a big one.
X-Men 1 and 2 are... X-Men 3 is better. It's shit, but...
It's not... X3 is not as good as X2.
Yeah, and it's not as bad as the new X-Men. The newer X-Men movies.
And remember the wheelchair kid, and he's like, that's your own son.
Yeah.
And it was the main bad guy's kid, bro. Yeah. That was some real shit.
That was some real shit.
Because it's how much he hates mutants. He doesn't even like his own son.
I was so sad when Nightcrawler didn't return for the third X-Men because the guy who played it didn't like the makeup.
Really?
Made me sad because I liked that Nightcrawler so much. I remember I had the action figure. I had a bobblehead. I'd be like, dude, if I could be any mutant, I'd be fucking Nightcrawler.
But Nightcrawler, he looks like hideous, you know?
Yeah.
I feel bad for
that version of Nightcrawler was so lit. I didn't like the new Nightcrawler. Sorry to the actor.
I didn't like that either.
The Last Samurai. I remember going to see that with you and your dad. Big Fish.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
with
a good one.
Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a love movie, Jobins, but really good. I remember that movie freaked me out because there's, in the beginning, this lady shows them, she's like, do you want to know how you die? And she shows them all how they die.
All these films are 20 years old.
All these films are 20 years old, Jobins. If you haven't seen them, we're naming some good ones here. And you probably have seen them. Bad Boys 2. I saw that. I didn't see that with you in theaters. My mom took me to go see that. I saw it with my mom. And I remember that titty scene. I was like, oh, this is awkward.
I do remember watching that with you a few times, though. It was
a great movie. Dude, Bad Boys 2 is still...
Bad Boys 2.
I watch that every once in a while just because it's still badass.
It's a great movie.
I like that scene where he's like, they're shooting up that house, and then, where are you hiding? And then he looks in the hole, and he just gets his fucking... pop. Look at that shit. I was like, damn.
They'd probably be in some trouble for the shit they were doing.
Damn, I know. They'd just be killing everybody. I'm like, these two cops...
Where's these Miranda rights? Where's it going on?
For real. Still badass movie.
Blasting fools.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That was a fun one.
We saw that with your dad. The Matrix Reloaded. And obviously, because they did both that year, The Matrix 3.
My dad didn't like The Matrix how it ended either. He just liked the first one.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. He was upset. I remember us liking it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. And it was sad. It was crazy.
The first one, honestly, is the best when you look back and you're like an adult watching it.
Uh-huh.
It's just more thought-provoking. The other two are like... They add to the story.
It's like they had it, but they didn't have all of it.
They didn't have to do it. You know, that was the thing.
And the robots, the flying robots, they got a little too... But that fight scene in the second one's honestly...
Go back and watch that, too. It's so funny how much it's aged.
Yeah.
But it was so cool back then.
Yeah. Mr. Anderson. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Number 2 was pretty lit. Freaky Friday.
I loved Freaky Friday.
I know, which apparently I think they're making another one.
Shout out
with the
another
same
childhood
cast.
crush.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both coming back to make another one.
Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure. I might be lying on that, Jobins, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Dude, Lindsay Lohan would have to be the mom now.
Dude, it'd be
And she'd
fun.
have to have a daughter that transforms into her.
SWAT.
SWAT was a fun movie.
SWAT
too.
was a good one. Dumb and Dumber.
We love that. We love that movie. We love that movie.
Dude, Bob Saget's part. I remember watching with Husnan and you dying. There's shit on the wall. As a kid, I don't know why that scene, but it killed me, and I laughed so hard. I loved that movie.
I loved that movie too. It was great.
And it was like almost the beginning of like that kind of genre of film.
And they were drinking the ices. They're like, tag you're it. And the guy was so. It was fun. That's a funny ass movie.
And it's Shia LaBeouf's in it. Like, dude, it's
the main guys did a good job.
Yeah. I still love that movie to this day. I'll never change on Dumb and Dumber. You can fight me on that one. The Cat in the Hat.
Oh,
with Mike Myers.
This one, you know, the Dr. Seuss estate. They were like, no more live action movies after that abomination.
But I loved it. I loved Cat in the Hat when it came out. And it's aged tremendously. So well.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's adult. There's adult jokes in it. And like the satire behind it. You know what I mean? Like you can have theories of the Cat in the Hat, which is fun. And the one, like the cast is all good. I watched The Emperor's New Groove the other day, and the guy who does Kronk, and like he's in like How I Met Your Mother or whatever. You know, Patrick.
Yeah, the guy that talks like Joe Swanson.
Yeah, Joe Swanson from
off of Family Guy.
I love that guy. He's so good. He's always been awesome. But he's in Cat in the Hat. But he's a bad guy, right?
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure, right? Or maybe I'm mixing them up.
Or are you thinking Alec Baldwin?
Damn it, you're right. Thank you for correcting me.
Alec Baldwin. And he's allergic to cats.
We don't talk about Alec Baldwin anymore. The Rundown, which was one of The Rock's top 10 failures.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, another classic action movie.
Which I loved with Sean William Scott,
Christopher Walken, Rosario Dawson.
Wow. Dude, watching, this isn't 20 years old, but watching Death at a Funeral.
That was a good movie.
That is such, not the original, the American remake in 2010.
The original is 2007 British. Right?
Zoe Zendaya?
Zoe Saldana.
My bad. Queen of fucking movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Queen of movies. So beautiful. Wow. She was so fucking beautiful in that movie. I wish I could marry her.
She's a beautiful human being.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, damn. One of the most beautiful women to ever walk this earth.
Yeah, that's that. You don't get to be a hora.
I thought you said a whore, and I was about to fucking attack you.
No, Ahara from like Star Trek.
Because she's not a whore.
That's like a big name character.
She's in every big franchise. Name a franchise.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
In it.
And then we said Star Trek already. Yep. And then she was also, this is probably the biggest one, Jobins. One of the greatest. Avatar. She was the original Na'vi that had me thinking, whoa, I would have sex with a blue alien.
Because of the writer's strike and everything getting pushed back, Disney pushed back some movies. Avatar, the last Avatar is not set to come out till 2031. She'll be in her 50s.
Yeah.
Guess how old when she started Avatar?
In her 20s?
27. Think about that.
Dude.
Think about that.
That's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. And the fact that she's getting old. No. She's so beautiful. Time. All right, more. Once Upon a Time in New Mexico.
Ooh, okay.
Not in Mexico, not New Mexico.
Okay,
my bad. I like that one. Cheaper by the Dozen.
Love Cheaper by the Dozen.
We saw that with your family.
Great movie.
I think we went fishing with your dad and someone early in the morning, and then that later in the afternoon, me, you, your mom, dad, and a whole big group of her family's side, we went and saw Cheaper by the Dozen. And they were sitting behind us. Me and you were sat in front of them together. And I remember loving that movie. And was that like one of his last big movies?
No, I don't think so.
Because Steve
Martin. He's got a TV show now on Hulu that's big.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. Him. It's him, and it's I think maybe like Martin Short. It's another big person, and then Demi Lovato, I think. And they're all three in this Hulu show called like Catching Murders or something. It's like a show on Hulu. Yeah, it's Hulu.
I know what you're talking about.
But apparently it's a really good show, so he's really kind of killing it right now.
Steve Martin was the man back in the day. He's so fucking funny, and Cheaper by the Dozen was so good.
Dude, the Baker family, let's go.
Yes.
I was like, bro, and then I even liked Cheaper by the Dozen too, when they had the family competition, and then Eugene Levy was the other dad in it.
Yeah.
That's a classic movie, Ricky. Wow, go and watch it, brother.
I know. Maybe I do need to appreciate Cheaper by the Dozen too more. Because I remember going to watch, I'm being excited for it, and I'm like, man, it just wasn't as good as the first.
All those kids in Cheaper by the Dozen.
They're our age. I know, maybe a little older. I don't like doing that either. It makes me sad. But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel.
I remember watching the shit out of that with you.
I remember that was actually like when we were still getting scared. Well, you still get scared, but I don't get scared. But that was still a time period of when I would get scared. And that was when I loved it.
That movie has a special place in my heart with like horror movies.
I was a sick little fuck as a kid.
Remember they put the salt in the guy's legs?
Oh, yeah.
And they cut his legs off?
We were sick little fucks.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for horror films. I loved being scared as a kid. What the fuck was wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
Something was wrong with me.
They're good. They're fun.
Jeepers Creepers, all of them. I was like, Mom, my mom wouldn't let me go see 13 Ghosts with her and my sister.
That one really scared me.
Scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I was like, Mom, please let me go see it. Please. She's like, nope, I'm not going to take you to go see it because you're going to be scared and you're going to up all night crying. You can't go to bed. And I'm like, no, I promise. I won't, I promise. I had to wait till it came out on DVD and I was like, I can't go to bed.
The Ring 2 was such a good one.
The Ring 2 or The Ring?
The Ring.
Okay, my bad. Because I'm like, yeah, The Ring 2, no.
I know.
The Ring, yes.
But that...
Which...
Is that
let me get there. Hold on.
Is that on the
list?
Hold
on. Daredevil
flopped too, I'm pretty sure.
And I remember not really liking it. We watched that with me, you, and my mom. We were like, yeah. House of a Thousand Corpse.
That's such a fucked up movie.
It's a fucked up cult film. The Core. Remember that one?
Love
with DJ Qualls.
Love The Core. You know Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah.
He's the main guy in it.
Yeah. And the sun burns everyone real quick. That's a movie, guys. Go watch The Core today and not be freaked out because you'll be like, this shit's happening now.
It would be crazy.
You know what I mean? Final Destination 2. 20 years old.
That's a great movie.
I remember loving that movie. Dude, when the kid got smashed by the glass, I was like, fuck that.
And your favorite guy that you liked that was like, he got killed really bad with the barbed wire coming through him.
Like the stoner guy who did a little cocaine. And then he had, right before he dies, he's like, hey, can you give my mom my porn, my like Playboys? It was just like a heartfelt, this guy's got problems, but he's still like lovable.
And then he saved that kid's life, and at the end of the movie, they're like, "Wait a second, he saved his life. He should have died." And then
boom, his
arm. That
we didn't think about this calculations.
I love Final Destination.
Dude, the second one was lit. Second one's probably my favorite.
And the main girl from the first one dies in it.
Yeah.
And you see her get blown. Oh,
1 and 2 are the only Final Destinations that exist to me.
Whoa, shut up.
The third one,
exactly.
The third one
FD3.
is special because that was like when I was starting to turn into a teenager and going to see movies with Sis and you. Like, remember when we went through that stage of going to see movies with Sis, like Strange Wilderness?
I
and
loved
shit
Final
like that?
Destination 3. We saw that with her, didn't we?
Yeah. Her and Brittany, I think.
I remember watching the tanning bed scene with you the first time. Dude, that shit scared me.
Yeah. My favorite guy got wrecked in that one too. All my favorite guys get wrecked in the horror films.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Scary Movie 3. And I remember me and you laughing our asses. My mom had to tell us to calm down. And I was like, oh yeah, we probably are those kids right now, just fucking this movie up for everybody.
It's a classic.
But it was one of those movies that where we were just, because we were such film fans already at that time of being kids, where that humor is hilarious.
And all the references.
Yeah.
It was good.
Like, yeah, it's just silly. And it was some of the funniest shit. And what's his name? Dirt Nasty? What's his name?
Simon Rex.
Simon Rex. Because I loved Eminem at the time. Eminem was the top of the world. He comes out making fun of Eminem in that movie.
And that was the first one that had, what's that guy's name? He was Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
He was a legend.
Airplanes.
And he was so funny.
Yeah.
As the president.
Oh, yeah. He nailed it. He nailed it. That's a guy I wish we still had around.
He always killed it. He did all those types of spoof movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Naked Gun series. Yeah.
I wish we had a Netflix special of his where he's ranting about what's going on today. Like Robin Williams.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen.
He's one of those guys.
Underrated legend.
Oh, yeah, he's one of those guys. Definitely, for sure. Elf.
Classic.
Matrix. Oh, I said anger management.
That was a good one.
I said over easy. Jack Nicholson, dude, who's been out going to all the... Dude, I love Jack Nicholson. One of the best fucking actors ever. Tears of the Sun.
I don't really remember that one very well.
Bruce Willis, your dad loved that movie. I thought we watched it with him. That's what I remember.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the plot.
I probably couldn't either.
I only seen it like one time.
I just know he's a hero. You know, Bruce Willis goes through a bunch of shit, and he's the hero at the end of the day. Freddy versus Jason. I remember us being so fucking excited for that. We were having debates, you and I.
Yeah, on who would win.
Yeah, we were like, no, dude, no, this is why.
I miss those times. When's the last time? Because around that same time, Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, those were the two big ones. But like versing.
Yeah. This was a fun one that was a fan one. Ready? Predator versus Wolverine.
That would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be fun? I'd like that a lot.
Wolverine would win.
You think so?
He regenerates.
Yeah. Just fucks up predators.
Yeah, most likely.
It'd be fun. The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, which is kind of funny. Some of these movies that we're seeing that I'm naming are getting remakes right now.
Yeah, and that is getting a remake.
Yeah.
Dude, the OG, though, I loved that movie because we went to Disney World around that time.
We saw it in theaters,
with my
too.
family. And we had the Haunted Mansion Clue board game.
Yep,
You remember that? And we would play that all the
with
time.
With your brother. Those were fun.
That was
and we would
great
get
game.
mad. We would talk about Stoicism being lost.
Yeah.
It's that game right there. Fuck that. We would throw shit down.
Or if you opened the cards too soon, and we're like, no. You don't get... Yeah, that was a good game.
Good times. Good fucking times. Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
Classic. Man, more childhood crushes.
Right?
Drew
All three
Barrymore,
of them.
Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu.
All three of them.
Yes, please.
And I remember that one being a big deal, but then it was so over the top that a lot of people hated it. But it was still like, I remember being talked. We went to Ronnie's to see it. And it was packed. We sat in the front. You remember that? We sat in the front. Sold out. Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Bernie Mac.
I think Shia LaBeouf's in that movie too.
Is he?
In the dirt bike scene.
Does he die?
No, I think they take his dirt bike from him.
Really? You might be right on that.
And that was because I'm just thinking he was in a lot of small role movies too, just back in the day. Shout out Shia.
Daddy Daycare. Another classic Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy.
right.
Even though watching it today, I'm like, man, this is definitely a kid
Damn, how
movie.
many movies you got on this
I got a lot.
list?
Dude, this is all 2003. Sorry for going on too long, Jobins. But
Yeah.
you should watch these movies. 2003 was a lit year.
You said there's like 4,000 feature films. I'm like, he's going to go through.
No.
Draw
I'm almost done.
4,000.
Okay, I'll go quick. American Wedding.
American. Yeah, that's a good.
I loved
It wasn't as good as American Pie.
I loved
or
American
Pie
Wedding.
too.
I can't. That's one of those movies. If I go watch American Wedding, I might start crying. You might see me cry.
What they use, you know, when Stifler eats
probably
that dog
some kind
shit.
of Snickers.
What do
or
you think
shit.
they really use?
Some Snickers.
It looks
bars,
like
some
shit.
100%.
It looks like shit.
Jeepers Creepers 2.
I liked that one almost
with
even
the school bus kids.
even more almost.
Than the original.
It was so fun to watch that one in the school bus, like you said.
And the kid from the brother from Malcolm in the Middle's in it. Spy Kids 3. Timeline.
Shout out Paul Walker, right? Isn't he in Timeline?
I don't think he's in Timeline.
Where they go back in time?
Is it? I thought Timeline wasn't that the one with the monsters? And what's his name? Huge actor,
No, that's the Time Machine.
The Time Machine. Fuck, what's Timeline? I wrote that down.
Timeline's the one where they're like college students and then they have this time machine and it goes back into like medieval times.
You're right.
Paul Walker's in that.
Paul Walker, dude. Wow, you're blowing my mind.
The Time Machine's a much better movie than Timeline.
I kind of want to go back and watch Timeline just for the hell of it. Fast X came out. It's time we could go watch Timeline. Uptown Girls. Did you ever see that one?
Never.
See, I grew up with my mom and sisters, and I liked Brittany Murphy. I loved Brittany Murphy. And that was young Dakota Fanning when Brittany, I think she's like her little sister, so she has to like take care of her.
Okay.
It was a good movie. It was a good sister movie. And like there's good messages behind it. I watch those kinds of movies. Life of David Gale.
See, that's a hot.
That's a good
movie.
thriller.
Ooh, little maybe not aged the best.
Yeah, probably hasn't aged the best, but let's not think about that and just watch the movie.
Kevin Spacey's in it.
Kevin Spacey. We don't. Yeah, The Missing. You remember that? With Kate Blanchett and what's his name?
You know what? I didn't watch that in 2003. I only saw that recently.
With me?
Yeah. With Keanu Reeves in it too.
He's
the abusive asshole boyfriend.
You're right. Shanghai Nights.
Shanghai Nights was
Shanghai Nights, dude, 20 years old. That was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid.
Jackie Chan was a legend back then.
He
still is a legend, but yeah.
Dude, that buddy comedy duo team, Jackie Chan
he ruled that genre.
Ruled, yeah, in that time period.
Because he could do it with anybody.
Anybody. And they picked great people.
Owen Wilson and Chris Tucker, both great partners.
I love Shanghai Nights so much. Open Water.
That was a scary movie.
Yeah.
Because it made you think, what?
Yeah, we're a couple weeks late on it. Did you hear, this was a few weeks ago, about the kid who was dared to jump over the boat? Dude, Jobins, please do not do anything so fucking stupid where you on a dare. Don't jump into anything ever, anywhere because of a dare. And if it's I'm sorry if in the future, if it's my dumbass doing it to you. Don't ever listen to me.
What happened?
We don't listen to Sean. We don't listen to anybody when they dare us to do something stupid that we just don't
I'm not jumping off no ship.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, dude. This fucking poor kid, and I'm sorry to the family. I'm sorry to the kid. Just one of those dumb mistakes that you make. You know, when you're in a moment, it can happen. You're in a moment with people, friends, and they're edging. Dude, Mark, this is a quick story. When I was a kid, Jobin, I had a buddy named Mark, and he wanted you know I'm terrified of heights, right? He wanted me to climb onto a trash can, onto this like shed thing.
Oh, to get on top of the school.
To get on top of the school.
I remember.
I said, fuck that. Because the shit.
I think I did that.
You did do that.
I went up there.
You went up. And I said, fuck this. I'm not doing this. If I fucking fall, I'm fucked. And how am I going to get back down? You know what I mean? Because but that's that moment. I could have been. I got up to the fucking shed to the point where it was just one more. I got to that.
Right.
And I got back down. Any moment someone could peer pressure you into doing something stupid. This kid, they were on, which apparently was just like it said a cruise ship, but when you think cruise ship, I'm thinking this big cruise with like hundreds of people, that maybe 1,000 fucking people on it. You know, but apparently it was just like this like little pirate cruise ship that they were on with just a couple hundred people, like 200 people.
So good,
yeah,
decent size.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking as big as like what I was thinking. They're at nighttime. These kids dare this kid to jump off the boat into the water, thinking that now imagine doing that, thinking that you're gonna have a positive outcome. That kid, jumping.
How old was the kid?
Just graduated from fucking high school. 18, star, good baseball player.
Those kids that dared him should probably feel like that's guilt.
Dude, guess what? There's video. So the video is him in the water. They threw him a buoy to save it, but the current takes him away. And if you go online, it's fucking dark because apparently he jumped in shark-infested waters. They were in fucking shark-infested waters. And in the video, he's swimming away from the fucking buoy. And there's a fucking, what looks like a shark going at, and then he gets taken away and he goes under. People were, there's like comments of people saying who were there saying it was like a 10-minute ordeal where he would keep swimming, but then the current would take him away. He'd swim for like 10 minutes.
That's how it is.
Yeah, and they're trying to circle and get him, and then he gets gone.
I remember my brother was in the Navy, and he said if you fell off the ship, like, you could die. Like,
you're gone. Dude, oh my God. I'm one of those kinds of people, Jobins, that when I read something like that, I put myself in that situation, and it fucking scares the shit out of me because there's two things I'm terrified of: the ocean and train tracks. I ain't fucking with them. And to jump into the ocean, and then one of the comments freaked me out. Rumors, I don't know, I've never been on a cruise ship, Jobins. I don't know how any of this shit is. But apparently, food gets dumped off the ships, and so fish follow, which causes sharks to follow. Fuck that. Fuck that, dude. And in the video, this guy's recording. He's going, the kid did it. This fucking kid actually did it. And then the kid started going away. He goes, bye-bye. And then, dude, I'm like.
He said it like that?
He said it like that, dude. I'm like, holy fuck.
You just witnessed someone die and you act that way?
Yeah, dude. There's people screaming in the background. I'm like, and then now I'm that kid. Now I'm thinking about this kid and in my shoes. And you're seeing this boat go away and you're in the fucking ocean at night with sharks. We can't see anything.
You're dead.
With shark.
You're dead.
Poor fucking kid. That is a miserable fucking nightmare. There's few, like, to me, like burning in a fire. There's not many worse deaths.
At that time, you think you're invincible too.
Yeah, and
you're on top of the world. Oh, because you're dumb at that age.
Yeah, I just graduated high school. All my friends dared me to jump in the water. They'll get me out. They'll be able to get me out. Imagine having that thought, and then at what moment did that thought no longer exist? And then something which could be fucking horrible happened. The worst.
I would love to know how those kids that dared them to do that.
And how much trouble they should be in. Isn't that just as much as... Remember that girl that told her boyfriend to kill himself and he did? She was in jail?
There's levels to that. Because it's not like they were...
Dude, if we go hiking and there's a beautiful lake, right? And we hike up to a high spot where you can jump off and die. And I'm fucking being an asshole. I wouldn't do this to you. I fucking love you, and I would never do this to anyone else. But let's just paint a picture here. Oh, we're drunk. Brenden, fucking jump off this cliff, pussy. And you're like, no, dude, I don't want to do it. And then everyone's like, come on, Brenden. Brock's like, yeah, come. So like, yeah, come on, Brenden. Oh, come on, don't be a pussy. We'll do it for the gram. And you go jump off and die. We shouldn't be held accountable.
Not legally. I mean, morally, I agree. It's fucked up, and you should live with that guilt forever, and you do deserve punishment. But like, you can't enforce that. That was the guy's responsibility.
His own decision.
As fucked up as that is.
It is fucked up. And then imagine being
the parents. Yeah, because you want to kill those kids, but you can't.
And then, dude, just to think about the fear of your child, to think about all that kind of shit is so terrible.
And the like guilt of like, man, I should have told my child. But like, how could you ever predict something like that? You can't. You can't see something like that coming.
Just such a shitty situation.
Man, maybe what a story.
I know, dude. The fact that I didn't hear about it until recently, I was like, was it because I was sick and then we went to Lake? It was like 3 weeks ago. They did a 2-day search for the kid. They couldn't find him. It's just fucking. That's like one of the like, please, Jobins, please do not do. If you can remember anything in a moment of time where you're going through something where you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. Try to remember what Schmitty's telling you right now. Don't fucking do it.
Have respect for nature.
Yeah.
Have respect for what you can actually do. Because the kid, if he had more respect for the consequences,
or just thinking more clearly. Was he intoxicated?
At that age, man.
Was he intoxicated? Things that you just don't think about in the moment that you do. That mean that like any of us can do it anymore. That's just like,
dude, at 17, 18, you don't have to be intoxicated to be reckless like that.
Yeah.
Because like we were kids, like you're saying about that story. We were kids when we were jumping up on that school.
Right? I'm glad I knew then. Because what if I had climbed on there, fell, broke my arm, broke a leg to where I never was the same again?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Don't be reckless, you know?
Tough.
Don't have to find out things the hard way.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to that point.
Which I need to imply on other things that I'm doing to myself, just not at such a scary, risky thing.
of death.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace to that kid.
I know.
My God.
And prayers to the family. And then I can't imagine it all being online to see and people reacting to it. Like, it's just such a, like, what a word. Like, I just don't wish that on anybody. That's something that I don't wish on my worst enemy.
No.
So yeah, prayers to the family and
so Open Water, good movie, 2003.
Yeah, that's
great film of 2003.
And Open Water scared the fuck out of me. That was like, I'm never going in the ocean. Dreamcatcher.
Good. That was a fun movie.
Just Married. Dreamcatcher was a thriller, by the way. Joe, it was kind of a scary thriller, which is kind of fun. It hasn't really aged that well. The ending's kind of shit.
Yeah.
The whole military part with Morgan Freeman, kind of shit.
Yeah.
Just Married, yeah, with Ashton Kutcher, another Brittany Murphy film that I loved.
And she throws an ashtray at him.
Dude, one of my favorite. Did we laugh together at that part? We probably enjoyed that part so much. I'm talking falling to the ground, banging your hand on the floor, laughing. That was that. I loved Just Married as a kid. Gothica. Couldn't stand that movie. I know everyone liked that movie.
Creepy movie.
I hated that movie. Kangaroo Jack.
Classic.
Anthony Johnson or Anthony Anderson. Anderson. Yeah, Anthony Anderson. My bad. I don't know who played Kangaroo Jack. That's kind of funny. Who did play Kangaroo Jack? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
Yeah. Agent Cody Banks, 20
Shout out
fucking years old. Bad Santa.
That's a classic.
Darkness Falls, horror film.
That was one of the scariest. That movie had me so scared because it's all about the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was already afraid of the dark at that time.
And what was even scarier was she was done wrong. Like she was fucking good and then they did her wrong and this is why she's evil and killing people. Scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
That main character had it rough because his mom was murdered.
I remember that scene where they're all like walking up against the wall or something and then that bitch comes out from the dark and then grabs the person and takes him. Yeah. And he's fucking gone.
That was scary.
That was one of those movies I couldn't really watch when I was a kid.
And then remember when he drove out and then it's in the trees and then this buddy gets taken there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that shit was so scary.
Remake Darkness Falls. Let's have a Netflix 10 episode series, Darkness Falls.
And they have to do it a little better to where it's less Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Like seeing it less.
Yeah. And keep it really scary. Keep it good. Malibu's Most Wanted.
We love that movie.
It's so quotable still.
Jamie, can you... just dropped my chapstick. There's a Ford Maverick.
Seeing how this gun is real and my foot is real, then this would really hurt. Bam. It's real. Yeah. It's all real. I love that.
That's such a good movie.
Classic. Dickie Roberts, former child star.
It's a good one.
That's still, it's for some reason that one just resonates with me. You had both the Coreys in it too before the Corey Feldman passed away. Or
the thing is though,
did I say that backwards?
That movie is nothing compared to Joe Dirt.
Well, no.
But like it's kind of the same time of peak David Spade.
Oh yeah.
So like if I were to be like, this is the David Spade movie you gotta watch, it's not gonna.
If someone puts on Dickie Roberts, former child star, I'm gonna sit down and watch it with them. National Security.
It's a good one.
I love that.
That's another buddy, like that buddy genre of like two people.
Was 2003 the buddy comedy, the buddy movie? You know what I mean?
They had that formula before, but they don't really use it now.
They don't do it anymore, dude. Mm-hmm. Let's bring it. Here we are, Hollywood. We're back, and we can do it all. Stuck on You.
Technically, another buddy comedy in a way, because they're stuck on each other.
Yeah, it's a good wholesome movie. That's a good wholesome movie. Duplex.
Okay.
You didn't really like that movie?
It's okay.
Dude, Ben Stiller and what's her name?
Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore and the old bitch lady upstairs. Dude.
They're way better.
Ben Stiller was one of my favorite actors as a kid. That's probably why I love that movie so much. If you haven't seen Duplex, Jobins, go watch it. The movie's great. Rugrats Gone Wild. That's like a kid movie. But that was like the era of like when we were kids exiting kid movies. Because I'm pretty sure me and you went and saw Rugrats Wild in theaters.
God, I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
Is that the Paris one?
Maybe. Dude, no.
Because the other one's even older than 2003.
Yeah. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I got mixed up too.
I feel like that's a Rugrats one that I...
You just didn't... Rugrats Go Wild? Maybe the Paris one is the one that was the last one we watched. Now that I think about it. 3. Rugrats Go Wild. I don't know.
The Rugrats Go Wild is the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys together.
That's right. We did watch that.
I don't think...
wasn't it a TV
That's not
movie?
nearly as... Right, yeah.
Well, I think it was a TV movie.
I think it was in the theaters, actually.
It was in the theaters? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we forget.
Rugrats was big back in the day.
Shout out to all the movies that are 20 years old, making me feel like a fucking ancient fucking stone.
Dang, that was a lot of good movies.
Yeah. Let us know if you've seen them all, Jobins. If you've seen every one of those movies, let me know in the fucking comments.
And if there's a 2003 film we didn't list, let us know.
Yeah, that we missed. Like, how could you guys forget this one? Let me know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let us know which one was your favorite. Say favorite. So, yeah. Anything else to let these fine Jobins know before we go? Episode 124?
No, just happy that thank you guys for always being here, listening and tuning in. It's fucking awesome to be doing this.
Yeah.
So
Monday, me and you were both off on a Monday. Mm-hmm. The fuck? Maybe go see a movie later.
Maybe.
I got a shitload of editing to do. Sona looks like he just woke up.
Yeah.
Ooh, little tokey toke. All right, Jobins, we'll see you next week. One love.
Peace.